details regarding course material will be provided to you. Okay. And so course material, which will include the, what do you say, all PPTs, okay, and all the lab slides, okay, whatever slides we have, and also lab worksheets. Okay, lab worksheets are going to have all your, what do you say, screenshots of whatever is being done. Okay, and also all the any config commands that we are going to use, all those commands will be included in the lab worksheets. Okay, and all the sessions will be live sessions. So on the spot, I'm going to be demonstrating it to you. It's not something which I've pre-configured and I'm just showing it to you. No, everything will be configured live. Okay, and anything that you missed out, suppose you missed out on one or two classes, all the recordings will be provided to you. Okay, so all of them, if you see, if I logged in, all sessions are auto recorded, so there's no chance that I miss out on recording anything. Okay, so auto recordings will be there. You'll be given all the links for that, and all the coursework and labs of all the I'll be putting it in a drive link which you have access always. Okay, and then regarding this coursework, we're going to learn something which is called as DevOps and cloud computing. Okay, for DevOps, we'll be learning a lot of automation tools, and for cloud computing, we are learning the largest something which has the largest market share, which is AWS. Okay, so I just wanted to know, Kumar and Abhijit, what is your background? Are you from IT, non-IT background, so that I can know what phase I should be going in?
Yeah, I've been actually like in the IT 5.5 years, being a
Okay,
QA lead, working
okay,
mainly like on Microsoft technologies, 365
okay,
and Azure's basically.
okay. So you're looking for a shift in domain, currently.
I'm just trying to like get some more kind of competencies
Oh,
with the
okay, great.
DevOps and like cloud computing. Yeah.
Okay, great. And what about you, Abhijit? You're also from IT fields?
Yeah, I'm also from IT background.
Okay, in what domain?
Yeah, like I'm working as a tester, like testing the
Okay,
like manual testing right now. I'm working as a, and also going to
okay,
learn automation testing. And but I have like heard about DevOps and cloud computing, so
okay.
that's why I'm looking for changing DevOps to cloud computing.
Sure. Okay. And Chindu, can you just tell me, you can hear us still?
Yeah,
Uh,
yes.
yeah, you are from which domain?
Yeah,
Uh, I have five plus years of experience in Linux and including 1+ years of experience in DevOps as well.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, great. So we have one advanced learner and two persons who are from testing field. But yes, we will be actually including some of these testing tools and integrating it with some of the DevOps tools. So your experience will matter there as well when you're learning the DevOps tools. So that's an added advantage. Yes. So let's just get started with understanding what is DevOps. Okay. This is an intro session, so I'll just stick with the basics. Okay. We'll go into the advanced topics later on once the coursework starts. Okay. So the dev part stands for what we call as developer team, and the ops part stands for the operations team. Okay. Operations team. Developers are generally the software developers, the ones who actually write the code. Okay. And operations team are generally the system admins. Okay, or you could even say network engineers. They're the ones who form the operations team. Okay, so system admins or network engineers, what do? They generally maintain the systems. Okay, this code eventually has to be installed or what we call deployed, okay, onto a server machine, onto a machine which we call as a server. These servers are nothing but maintained by the system administrators, making sure all the updated softwares like a web server is installed inside this machine. Okay. And the network engineers make sure that the network is 24/7 up and other parameters related to networking is there. So all this thing is managed by the operations team. So they are the ones who are authorized to take the code from the developers and put it or deploy or install it onto the web server of the machine. Okay. This machine, of course, we are going to take from a cloud computing environment like AWS. Okay. Because we want the machine to be available 24/7. Okay. If I install something on my laptop, probably you cannot access that software, right? If I have, say, suppose I have this installed, this whiteboard installed on it, you can't use it until I share my screen, right? But definitely, if I had installed this on a cloud environment, you all can access it. Okay, so our idea behind that is to put everything in a cloud computing environment. Okay, now generally the developers and operations team, okay, they work independently with each other, but when it comes to picking up the correct version of code, maybe the version of code which we were different versions of code would be there. I would have made one change here, one change here, different versions of the code. Okay. And suppose version 2 was picked up by the operations team and deployed onto the server machine. Okay. By the operations team. But developer went ahead and communicated via email stating that don't go with version 2. There seems to be a logical issue in it. Let's stick with version 1. But that communication was not retrieved by the operations team at the right time. Okay, probably the deployment was happening at every time at midnight, the new code was picked up. Directly at midnight, this version 2 went ahead and started being installed here in the web server. So what happened? They start fighting with each other. They're like, developer will tell, I told you not to go with version 2. You have to stick with version 1 only. We are going for a rolling back to the previous one. Okay. And now we're going with what is it? Operations team says that your communication reached late. We already went for a deployment at midnight. It's not our problem. And they start fighting with each other. Okay. So how do we create these issues which are there between developer and operations team? You can resolve by automating the workflow. Okay. By automating the workflow. If you want to automate the workflow, you need to learn certain automated tools. These tools are nothing but what we call as DevOps tools. And these DevOps tools has to follow a particular life cycle, okay, which is nothing but looks like an infinite loop. It looks like an infinite loop. This is called as a DevOps life cycle. Okay, like different phases would be there in the life cycle, different phases. And there would be one tool which is only for one particular phase in that DevOps lifecycle. It's like, for instance, like an SDLC lifecycle, right? It has to follow it phase wise. Like, for instance, I cannot code without planning, right? I have to plan and then only code. I can't test without doing the coding first, right? I have to have a code to test. Okay, same like that, the DevOps tools also have to be placed in different phases of the DevOps lifecycle. We'll just see what that DevOps lifecycle is. Let's just go through the presentation I have in place, okay, just for some clarity. Okay, so like I said, what is DevOps? Okay, it's a combination. Okay, it's to not just understanding or by hearting a set of tools, you could say. It is also to new practices or cultural changes and improving the mindset. Okay, mindset, that means you want to be of collaborative environment, set up a collaborative environment and set up an environment which is easy to adopt new tools. Okay, those kind of mindset changes that you need to have, and not fighting between each other, those kind of things. Okay, so those kind of things, everything together is a combination what we call as DevOps. It's not just adopting a bunch of tools. Okay, but by doing so, you are able to improve your products at a faster pace and you are able to deliver it at high velocity to the end user. Okay, because you're automating the entire workflow. There's no manual processes now. Okay, so things go, making things that everything goes smooth automatically. With that, you can always be one cut above the rest. Okay, best example is a company like Netflix. Okay, after they adopted the DevOps culture, their profit was more than 1,000 times increased. Okay.